Hey, welcome to a new video. This video is said to be about 20 years old. After a family member died in March 1998, they decided to watch their footage back as a memory. The family, who are from Taiwan, were on vacation in the mountains and saw a figure in red walking behind them. The creepy thing about this is that the woman in red did not belong to the family, and they could not remember her either. In addition, she also seems to have a greenish face. So the family believes that they were cursed and sent the video with the story to a TV show in Taiwan. The TV producer initially thought it was a fake, but viewers began sending in stories saying they had also encountered the woman in red. Since then, it's become a Taiwanese legend, and has even become the subject of several horror films. So it's still a mystery whether this story was made up or if it was in fact a cursed spirit that haunted the family.
Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video.
If you don't like scary clowns, you should look away right now. This doorbell camera footage was captured in Wisconsin in the United States. In 2017, sightings of clowns happened a lot around that time. It was even a trend, but this video is pretty creepy in my opinion. If you look closely, the clown stands still in the darkness for a while, with balloons in his hand to observe the situation from afar. At one point, the clown decides to walk away quietly to the front door and looks straight into the doorbell camera, as if he knows he's being filmed. A story circulates claiming that the clown was famous in the area, and that he supposedly scared several people. After looking into the camera for a while, the clown suddenly decides to walk away again. In August of 2017, a man named Adam Ellis claimed that he was haunted by a ghost of a little boy. In the days and weeks that followed, he documented everything that happened. He explains that he has sleep apnea, and that the spirit of the boy he saw in his dreams would have crossed over into the real world. On several days, he would wake up and see the spirit boy sitting at the end of his bed. Strange things also began to happen in his home. His cats meowed for hours towards a certain spot. They began to slap their paws in the air, and at one point even a pot moved on the table. One of the worst events is when he decided to set up a camera at night that took pictures every other minute. When he looked back at the camera in the morning, the first few pictures showed nothing. But at some point, the little boy appeared in several pictures at the end of Adam's bed while he was sleeping. As far as I could find, a movie is being made from this event. By the way, if you want to know more about this story, search on YouTube or Google for Dear David. A Spanish YouTuber by the name of Velasquez uploaded many scary videos of abandoned places. In this video called La Cabana, he investigates a place where paranormal things have supposedly been observed. What I should add is that this is a live stream, and he sees something strange at a certain moment. When he comes out at some kind of cabin, he looks up at a section with a window, and then he sees this. Just watch. As you can see some kind of dark-like shadow or person standing on the right side of the window. He immediately runs towards it, but when he got to the spot, he sees nothing. So what could he have seen? Was this a ghost or was it something else? This video was originally uploaded on TikTok. A man lives with his family in a wooden house somewhere in the middle of a dense forest, where wildlife is said to wander. As he was walking the dogs, he suddenly heard a strange sound coming from the forest. Listen to this.
Listen to that. Listen to that.
According to people in the comments, it would be a Skinwalker or a Wendigo. A Wendigo is a monster originated in stories of ancient North American Indians. The man says he's never heard such a strange sound. Some people say it's a wolf, others believe it's something more supernatural. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Dudley Town, also known as the Village of the Damned, is one of the most mysterious ghost towns in America. It has a very dark history, and there have been reportedly numerous sightings of shadowy figures or ghosts in the woods behind the house. The owner had set up a camera in 2006, and he managed to capture it.
No. What is that? No way.
Shortly after this happened, he also called someone to tell them that he had just captured a ghost on camera. What in my opinion makes the story pretty creepy is the fact that several newspaper articles at the time ventured out, and they confirmed that it was haunted and that it was supposed to be a cursed place. So that's why I think this was possibly real, but it does remain a mystery to this day. Chisolm is a YouTuber who first uploaded a video in December of 2011 saying that his apartment was haunted. He constantly had the feeling that he was being watched. Lights were in fact going on and off, and doors were opening and much more. Over a 2-year period, he set up cameras all over his house, and he captured several things on camera. One day when he had set up his camera in the living room at night, you see a ball of light flying by, and a moment later his stove turns on. On another day, you see balls of light flying again, a closet door opening, and all kinds of things being thrown out of the closet out of nowhere. Also, strange things happened in his bathroom. Check it out. The last video he uploaded was in October of 2013, in which he told that he had moved. Since then, he hasn't posted anything. Let's hope he's doing well. Little is known about this picture, but the story would be as follows. A mother of 2 children goes on vacation for work and takes a picture of her children just before she leaves. When she looked back at the picture later, she was shocked that suddenly there was a blackish shadow figure behind the children. So this would be some kind of shadow person or dark spirit. The figure has a black form and 2 white eyes staring at the unknown. Other people also say that shadow persons attach themselves to different people. So even if you move, these shadow persons would haunt you. It's also unclear what happened after this picture was taken, but in my opinion, it's one of the most mysterious and scary pictures I've ever seen. Kian and JC is a YouTube channel with over 3.5 million subscribers that uploads all different kinds of videos, from challenges to some kinds of vlogs. So they're totally not focused on paranormal things. On October 5th, 2018, they decided to spend the night in the most haunted ship in the world, the Queen Mary. The ship is located in the harbor of Long Beach, California in the United States and is said to be 83 years old. At one point, they try to summon spirits in the dark room.
In some way, shape, or form.
When they heard this sound, they ran out of the room. But this wasn't even the scariest part, because when they had uploaded the video, their fans later found something in the footage that was pretty creepy. When they walked past the haunted deck, you have to look closely in one of the hallways. Did you see it? It looks like a ghost-like woman was dressed in white. She stands there silently staring at the boys walking by. The boys claim that they have never seen this, not even while editing the video. So what do you think this could have been? Was it a ghost or something else? The Fam is a YouTube channel with over 550,000 subscribers, where videos are uploaded of abandoned places that he explores. In this video I'm going to show you, he explores an abandoned hospital in Miami, Florida, and decides to stay there all night by himself. Often, a hospital is a place where many people breathe their last air, so it's also common that a person's spirit can still linger here. Shortly after entering the hospital, he hears strange noises, and strange things happen.
We watched this door open all by itself. Kind of like that.
But a moment later, the camera catches a sort of shadow figure. He doesn't seem to notice it himself, but if you look closely, the shadow figure seems to stand still for a moment before quickly disappearing. Pretty creepy, don't you think so? Later, he also falls to the ground and injures his leg, after which he decides to leave the hospital. In the following video, a strange-looking ball of light is seen passing by the doorbell camera. The homeowner, who was inside at the time, received a notification on his phone, saying that movement had been detected at the front door. When they looked, they saw no one standing at the door. They decided to look back at the camera footage, and what they saw sent shivers down their spine. As you can see, at one point, the ball of light goes through the wall on the left side of the house and disappears again. The question is, what could this have been? The owner of the house decided to call the manufacturer who made the doorbell camera, and they said it was most likely an insect. But many people believe that this might have been the spirit of a deceased person who still lingers around the house to keep them safe. What do you think this could have been? Let me know in the comments. Hampton Court Palace is a royal palace located in London, England. It's said to have been first built in the year 1500, and there's many dark stories circulating about this place. One of the first sightings of ghosts came from the year 1700. When his sons became king in 1760, the palace was no longer used and was abandoned. In 2003, images were released showing some sort of ghost in a costume. Security guards were called to close a certain door that was open. There was nothing to see, but on the second day, a ghostly figure appeared. This event was also covered in the news worldwide, and the ghost was eventually named Skeletor. A YouTube channel by the name of Bonvi2 uploaded a video on October 24, 2010, showing some sort of tutorial of his illustrations. I had a quick look at his channel, and it seemed that this was his only paranormal video on the channel. Other than that, he uploaded family-style stuff here and there. When he mentioned what kind of material you need to make the illustration, this happened. As you could see, slowly behind him a closet door opened. He didn't notice this as he continues to walk until suddenly this happens.
The mat board your artwork is mounted to.
The guy looks pretty scared. When he looked back at the camera footage, it sent shivers down his spine. However, this was not the first time he had heard strange things in his house. He had also thought that his house was haunted, because at night he heard knocking and other noises, so this was proof to him that ghosts really do exist. The following video was uploaded on April 5th, 2013. In the video, we see some people standing on the street corner in the city of Syria. The man is said to be doing some kind of prayer, which is called the azan. However, when he does this, you can see a shadowy figure walking in the background. According to people in the comments, this would be a sighting of a Jinn. If we analyze the video, we see that the shadowy figure is transparent and suddenly changes to a somewhat darker-like shape, and eventually disappears completely. However, no one seems to notice the Jinn. But when the video was uploaded, many people were convinced that this was actually something supernatural. What do you think it was? Let me know in the comments. The Haunted Site is a YouTube channel with about 30,000 subscribers for people who love the paranormal. They're two guys who edit the videos in a professional way and want to visit haunted places. In one of the episodes on the channel, Patrick and his friend go to one of the most haunted places in the world, a building in downtown Reno, Nevada near Las Vegas. According to the people who work here, a dark atmosphere prevails, and the men of the haunted site go looking for clues of this existence. They put up cameras everywhere, and pretty soon this happens. Just take a look. This is not the only thing they capture. In the next video, when they're talking, something seems to be walking by the corridor behind them.
Black heat.
Hang on, keep it there for a second.
Dude, I just saw somebody over there.
It's hard to see, but if you look closely, you'll see a kind of white ghostly figure walking to the other side. This was picked up by one of their cameras that they had put down. Pretty creepy if you ask me. I have no idea what this could have been. A video uploaded on October 2nd, 2017 shows one of the oldest schools in Cork, a town in Ireland. Apparently there are some strange things going on at this school that are quite paranormal. As you can see, a door opens and closes a bit, and then lockers move. But this is not the only video where you see paranormal things happening at this school. This video starts with a loud bang, after which a bag flies off the lockers. But perhaps one of the most bizarre things is that a chair is moved from nowhere to the other side of the wall. Do you think this school is haunted? Cryptid Hunter is a YouTuber with 44,000 subscribers, who, with two friends, explored a cave where they believe paranormal things happen. He uses a technique that I have not seen before. He brings along dolls that are supposedly already possessed, and that way he wants to see how the ghosts in the cave react to them. They stop at a part in the cave which is very cold. He puts the dolls in position and asks the ghost if it can move the two long thin rods. Then this happens.
Can you make my rods cross again, please?
As you could see, the ghost moved the thin rods, and right after that, one of the dolls falls forward, which is pretty scary in my opinion. Then the ghosts show their presence even more, and it looks like the ghost is knocking the doll over this time. But what do you think? Do you believe the ghosts are real, or could the doll have mysteriously just fallen over? Let me know in the comments. In August 2016, a user named Fat and Depressed had posted a story on the social media site Reddit, claiming he had seen something terrifying in front of his home. The man received a notification on his smartphone in the middle of the night, saying that someone would be at his door. This happened several times during the night, 2 days in a row. Each notification occurred between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. The first few times, there was nothing to see on the doorbell camera, and he thought it might be a dog. But by the 8th time, he saw a scary man with dark eyes at his door. He shared the picture he took on Reddit. The strange thing about this story is that the man hasn't posted anything since, so it's unclear exactly what it had been. One thing I know for sure, I would have been shocked to see this terrifying figure standing at my door in the middle of the night. On December 4th of 2017, a ghost hunter named Brad Mack and some other people visited a location known as The Cage. This place is located in a small town called Essex in England. The Cage is said to have been an old prison for people who practiced witchcraft. Right across from this building was also an old mental hospital with dark energy. When they went to investigate, they heard constant footsteps and lights going on and off. And he also captured two strange figures on his motion cameras. This in itself is scary enough, but what happens next is completely bizarre. When the group is standing at a table in the most haunted room in the building, suddenly something happens to the face of one of the women. The woman named Debbie suddenly seems to turn into a witch. Her face shows an eerie smile, and her nose is suddenly elongated. When Brad saw this happening, he called Debbie upstairs, where she also revealed some strange marks on her neck. Could Debbie have become possessed by something? Let me know in the comments. On January 20th, 2014, a YouTuber named David Roberto uploaded a video called Scary Creature in the Attic. In the video, they don't speak clearly, so it was hard for me to understand. But what I understood from it is that the couple just bought a new house, and the wife heard noises coming from the attic at night. The husband grabbed a camera and climbed up the ladder to take a look in the attic. He finds a lot of boxes and clutter, but nothing else out of the ordinary. So when he climbs back down, if you look closely, you can see a face or ghostly figure. At the time it happened, they didn't realize anything, but when they looked back at the camera footage, this is what they saw. Pretty terrifying if you ask me. I have no idea if it's real or not, but what do you think? Moxleys Crazy Adventures is a fairly new YouTube channel from the United Kingdom who explores abandoned places on his own. In a video uploaded on November 24, 2019, he explores a haunted graveyard. At one point, he sees something moving in the bushes behind a tree.
What the hell's that? Hello?
As you could see, it was some kind of dark shadow figure or a ghost. He also called out to the ghost but didn't get an answer, and couldn't find the strange figure after that either. Later in the video, he also heard footsteps around him that were unexplained. I don't know what it was, but it seemed like it wasn't a normal walking person, but I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Was it a ghost, or was it the shadow figure, or a scary man watching him? Let me know in the comments. The video I'm about to show you may not have been a mind-blowing experience, but I thought I should add it to the list. A YouTuber by the name of John Bod Guy uploaded a video in June of 2008 titled The Scariest Ice Cream Truck Ever. An ice cream truck is a cart from which ice cream can be sold. Often, these carts have an identifiable sound to show its presence. You may have even bought ice cream from an ice cream truck before. But would you do the same if they had made this sound? Just listen for a moment.
The scariest thing I've ever heard.
The man who uploaded the video says that the ice cream truck drives past his apartment every day, and the sound frightens his cat. I have no idea why the ice cream vendor thought it was a good idea to make his cart sound like that, but I think he probably didn't have much success with this. This video has been uploaded by a YouTube user named Scotty321. His younger sister sitting at the dining table. In the description of the video, Billy tells that he was curious if his sisters would touch his food or drink when he walked away. Like Billy thought, she touches the drink, but what happened before this is pretty creepy. It looks like the girl's talking to something or someone.
We're going dinner.
As you saw, the girl was communicating with someone and said, "That's Billy's food." At first, she could be talking to someone else in the room, but if you look closely, the fork seems to move by itself, which in my opinion makes it very believable. So a lot of people in the comments believe this was something paranormal. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Exploring with Danny is a YouTube channel in which he explores abandoned places. In this video, I let you see he explores a haunted chapel of a church building. He explains that he's been to this place before, and it gave him a strange feeling. Since his viewers wanted him to go back, he had done so, and what he found this time is quite bizarre. He walks into one of the rooms where on a wall are names of soldiers that have probably died there. When he looks to his left to continue walking, this is what happens.
What the hell's that?
Ah! Oh my god!
As you could hear from his voice, he was seriously frightened. It sounded like some kind of ghostly nun looked at him through the window of the door. Then he walks out, and there would be a ghostly figure on the roof as well. Danny also tells us that this was the last time he was going to explore this place alone. These four boys were exploring an abandoned hospital. Besides it being a creepy atmosphere, they suddenly heard a strange, weird scream. They decided to walk on and take a look upstairs. After that, this happens. Take a look.
Look.
I don't know what it was, but the figure was acting very strange. Some say it was a strange creature, while others say it was a vagrant who lived here and tried to scare people away. Whatever it was, if this wasn't staged and you come across something like this, you'll definitely get a scare, and it's more than obvious that they ran away immediately. This footage from a doorbell camera was uploaded to a YouTube channel called Stenographics on March 8, 2018. At 3:30 in the morning, a strange whitish creature caused the motion sensor to turn on and begin filming it. The creature was behaving very strangely and looking around the corner near the front door. The uploader thinks this could have possibly been an alien. As soon as the light comes on, the creature seems to jump away from the image with incredible speed. If you look closely, the creature appears to be no taller than 5 foot or 1.4 meters. The man tried to reconstruct the situation the next morning. From this, they concluded that this was probably not a person, because the speed of the creature that dove away was a lot faster. What could this creature have been? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. This video is said to have been shot in 2010 and in one of the most haunted buildings in Malaysia. Several people have seen chairs and other types of furniture moving from nowhere. In 2010, some of these events were captured on security cameras. In the footage, we see a man who is putting some stuff in his backpack. At one point, 3 monitors pop on. The man seems to notice and takes a look. The screen pops off and then suddenly comes back on. When this happens, he had seen enough and decided to run away. In another room, a woman was sitting on her phone and out of nowhere, a chair is pushed towards her, causing her to fall to the floor. She gets up confused and wants to walk to the exit, but by some mysterious force, the door is blocked by all kinds of tables and chairs. According to several people, this would have been the evil spirit. It's unclear whether this really happened or not, but the footage was eventually used in a Malaysian documentary in 2015. This video was uploaded on May 4th, 2011 by a YouTuber named Andrew J. Nice. One day, he woke up to a noise and decided to look outside through his window. And what he saw there scared him. Fortunately, he was bright enough and decided to call 911 right away. While hanging up on the phone, the man was still staring in, and it looked like he was just standing on the road in the middle of the night. According to Andrew, the man had been standing there for at least 30 minutes. Some people in the comments said he should have opened the window and yelled at him for trying to sleep. Others say the poor man was probably hungry. But I think he made the right decision, because you never know what might have happened otherwise. After all, who would be standing in the middle of the night looking inside somewhere? Pretty scary if you ask me. Abdullah Alamari is a ghost hunter from Saudi Arabia, who live streams various creepy locations on his Snapchat. In this video called House of the Devil, he encounters some kind of poltergeist who is wandering around and messing with him. For some reason, the Arabic ghost videos look much scarier. All of a sudden, doors are flying open. While this is happening, Abdullah says some kind of saying, which unfortunately I can't understand. But it probably has something to do with the fact that he doesn't want to make the spirit or poltergeist more angry. After, he keeps hearing weird noises, and it keeps getting worse, so he decides to get out of there. I don't know if this is real, but if not, he's certainly a good actor. The scary part is that it was all live streamed. The lighthouse named St. Augustine is located in the US state of Florida and is known for its many dark ghost stories. It's also called the most haunted lighthouse in America. In 1859, a lighthouse keeper was said to have fallen down, but 2 young girls were also said to have been swallowed by the rough sea. These are just 2 of the dark stories surrounding the lighthouse, and the place has been closed ever since. A few years later, a photo was taken by someone who claims to have seen a woman standing on the railing looking in the distance. According to the man, it's impossible that anyone was in the lighthouse. Would this mean that it had been a ghost standing on guard, or what else could it be? By the way, this was not the only time something was recorded. Several years ago, the lighthouse was reportedly open for tours, and several people reported seeing and even being held by ghostly figures. Stories and articles about the Disneyland park in Anaheim, California have come out, saying it could be haunted. One evening in 2009, the security staff saw something unusual on the security cameras. When they replayed the footage, they saw a transparent figure walking throughout the park. The ghostly figure comes from the haunted house, and you can see that it even runs through a closed gate and ends up somewhere above the water. The scary thing about this shot is that it was captured by multiple cameras from different sides, which means it's not some kind of trick, but an inexplicable ghostly thing. When the video was uploaded to YouTube, many viewers thought this might have been the spirit of Walt Disney himself, the founder of Disney. By the way, this is not the only ghost sighting that has been observed in the park. Here we see a ghost figure sitting in the roller coaster cart if you look closely. On October 23, 2018, a YouTube channel named Nightshade uploaded a video in which he says he heard footsteps when he was in the basement. According to him, he would also hear voices or sounds at night. However, he has no idea where they're coming from. He decided to grab his camera and stands at the top of the stairs. Every time he says something, light appears to come up the stairs.
If it
it was Mr. Gruder's, you could go down the stairs, but Mrs. Gruder's, you would not go down the stairs.
When he walks down the stairs, even one of his dogs seems to hesitate. It's as if the dog senses as if something's wrong in the basement. There also seems to be several orbs moving around, just like they're dancing. This story was originally posted on a Reddit forum from two brothers who spent their entire childhood collecting Lego parts. As far as they knew, the house had no creepy history. When they had put the Lego parts in the attic, they would occasionally hear noises coming from the attic, just as if someone was moving the parts. They always thought this was strange, but didn't think anything else of it. One day, she tells the story to a friend who told them they should put a camera down.
There's nothing up here.
If you look closely, there seems to be something moving in the back by the toy. This is a Bionicle. You might think this is fake because the Lego probably has some kind of mechanism with batteries. But the brothers posted a picture of the Lego doll where you can see that it has no mechanisms, making the story pretty believable. These images are from a doorbell camera from the United States. Not much else is known about it. If you look closely, you'll see a woman who's walking around outside the house a bit and acting strange. She walks up to the door and sees the doorbell camera, but before anything else happens, she's startled by a passing car. She quietly waits until the car is passed, so she doesn't attract too much attention, and eventually walks back to the camera. At one point, she tries to bite the camera. Maybe this was a joke between two friends, but if a stranger bit my doorbell, I would find that very creepy. Gettysburg is a place that is located in the US state of Pennsylvania, which I've talked about before. This is where the greatest battle of the American Civil War took place. According to many people who have visited this place, it would be teeming with ghosts. From orbs of light supposedly flying around everywhere to several photos claimed to have been taken in and around Gettysburg's area. I have no idea to what extent these photos are real, but the fact that several of them are circulating on the internet does make it credible. In the comments of various videos, people also report that there have been many ghost stories that seem to be true. On May 4, 2014, a video was posted by a YouTube user named Yankee Reb. He and his friend would have parked the car on the side of the road with a camera pointed at some old guns. After a few hours, you see a ghost emerge. Could this have been one of the soldiers who once fought here? What do you think? On August 18, 2019, a YouTuber named Exploration Unknown went to explore an abandoned mansion. As he was walking around here, he had a scary experience which he never expected. When he stepped into the house, he called out hello a few times to see if anyone was there. He got no response. He gets an uncomfortable feeling and decides to call out a few more times, and he says that he's only entering the house to explore for a while. When he decides to walk up the stairs, this happens. Just watch.
I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
As you saw, something or someone yelled at him, probably to scare him away, and the man ran out as fast as he could. He looks over his shoulder for a second to see if he was being followed, which he wasn't. I think this is a good lesson if you're an urban scout, and that you should always be on the lookout, because you never know if there's a dangerous person hiding in these abandoned houses. But luckily, this man got away with just a scare. Dan Bell is a YouTuber with over 500,000 subscribers, who explores haunted and abandoned places. On September 4, 2015, he uploaded a video called Super Creepy Abandoned Children's Asylum. He decides to explore this place on his own, and before he goes inside, he says that the area has a strange atmosphere. When he gets to the main staircase, a shadow seems to disappear near the right door. At the time of filming, he did not notice this, and he decides to explore the upper floor. People in the comments notice something creepy after that. If you look closely, when Dan enters the room, you can see a black hole near the door. But when he walks further, the hole turns white, just as if he's being spied on. There was food, bottles, and clothes all over the floor, so it could be that someone lived there. But it's still scary that he's being watched by someone or something without him noticing. An Arab YouTuber named 3AMR uploaded a video on July 14, 2019, in which he explores an abandoned place in the middle of the night. All he has with him is a flashlight and a camera. What he captures that night is quite creepy. As he walks up to one of the buildings, he suddenly sees a black figure with wide eyes looking at him around the corner from a room. He runs inside and finds nothing at all. He examines the entire room, but finds only a lot of junk and hallways with empty rooms. After a few minutes, he decides to run outside because he heard a scream. When he gets back outside, he doesn't see anything at first, but a moment later, he sees the creepy figure looking at him from a window of another building. Again, he runs towards it, but as he gets closer, the figure suddenly disappears. According to several people in the comments, this would have been a Jinn. which, according to the Quran, is a type of spirit or demon. The Stanley Hotel is located in Estes Park in Colorado, USA. This hotel would have had a spooky past, and would have also been the inspiration for Stephen King's horror book from 1977 called The Shining. Stephen King would have slept there himself, and would have had one of the worst nightmares ever. There's said to have been several ghost appearances observed in the hotel. There's also said to be regular sounds of children running around and laughing through the corridors of the 4th floor. A man named John Mausling and his wife Jessica stayed here and took pictures. In one of the pictures, they saw a little girl on the stairs. However, John says that no young girls went on the tour at all. This would not be the only picture taken of a ghost. A few years earlier, Henry Johann took this picture, which looks like a ghostly appearance of a woman and child standing on exactly the same stairs as the previous picture. What are you afraid of? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.